senator for Detroit say something like this, how much did you move Jamal Williams up your draft board? How much did you lower DeAndre Swift? Or did you keep him at the same spot and you're just kind of taking this at face value for what it is?
I have not been targeting Swift in the drafts because I'm a little bit concerned about the concussion issues with this player. That's the one thing that the training staff cannot fix for a player. If he is concussed, and he has been before, and he did not tolerate it well, which was another type of a problem. There's a lot of talk about it. Then he's at a situation in which everything is new. And then the Jamal Williams thing. Jamal Williams is the kind of player that everyone roots for. When he came out of college, you could not find anyone in the scouting community that did not love the personality of this kid. And you know that from what you saw with him. There in your backyard, Balky. And so when a new situation comes in, I imagine the natural personality of Jamal Williams, he turns it up a little bit. And it's a situation where they're going to look at him and say, I want that player to succeed. I want to get him on the field. So, there's a lot of things that are new in Detroit right now. So I'm not willing to spend that draft capital on Swift because I look at the players going in front of him. I look at the players going behind him. I can make a lot better case for being involved with those players that I view have the very same upside. So I'm not going to draft Swift, and I am going to draft Williams wherever I can get him because you'll give me the mojo on it. But I believe he's a bargain. That he's probably climbing the boards, but I think he's still a nice bargain for drafters here.
I don't feel like myself. I've been targeting Jamal Williams, but I have been getting him in a lot of spots, and I feel pretty good about it, given where I'm getting him. Now, DeAndre Swift is going right now as the running back 15 at the 208. That's right after Najee Harris. It's right after Antonio Gibson. It's right before Clyde Edwards-Helaire and J.K. Dobbins. Jamal Williams, on the other hand, running back 47. At the 11:09. Wow. That's behind Gus Edwards and Kenneth Gainwell. It is right ahead of Devin Singletary and J.D. McKissick. Yeah, that's a very tasty spot for me to get Jamal Williams there. I love that, and I think that he is going to well outperform, that draft spot there. Farrell, you have once again outperformed all expectations of what we expected from you tonight. You always bring the real, you bring your takes, and I know we all appreciate it. I cannot wait to talk to you again on Friday. Remember the checkered flag. I think there's still 4 leagues open in that. If you want to take your crack at winning some serious cash there are leagues still open June 9th or June 23rd. And hopefully I'll be in the running when it's all said and done again as I try to defend the belt there. Farrell, we really appreciate it. Have a great Memorial Day and have an extra long weekend. Great extra long weekend.
Same to you, Will. You bet, buddy.
Thank you, Farrell. Thank you so much. At J. Farrell Elliott on Twitter. He is the commissioner of the Kentucky Fantasy Football State Championship, KFFSC.com there. I do want to thank our guest tonight, Nat Patzke, for hopping aboard. I want to thank Farrell Elliott, obviously the FFPC, Rob, Bryce, and, of course, each and every one of you. We'll do our best to get to more emails next week. We need to turn this into the High Stakes Fantasy Football 2 hours. Because the 1 hour is just simply not enough time. Next Friday, we will be back once again at 10/9 Central. 3-time FFPC League winner Derek Capps, who has been drafting a lot of football guys' teams so far in the early part of drafting season. He will be joining us next week as our guest. Cannot wait to talk with him and hang out with Farrell again. That's always a good time. 3 days left, remember, to save on $100 on your FFPC main event first team and $400 off each additional team. You want to play in Pros versus Joes? Make sure you're getting in on that before the end of Memorial Day at midnight Pacific time. The Dynasty Startups and the Football Guys Early Bird also going on. And don't forget, compete against Nat Patzke in that inaugural best ball tournament. Only $125. You can win $100,000 on that. The KFFSC checkered flag competition and the main event open as well. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. Enjoy your extra long weekend because it starts right now.
This has been another episode of the High Stakes Fantasy Football Hour, presented by MyFFPC.com. It was broadcast live and heard around the world. Balky and Farrell will be back next week with more analysis, interviews, and advice from guests much smarter than they are. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk with you again next week.
It is always good to have the extra long weekend. Obviously, not going to work on a Monday. Who doesn't love that? I will be celebrating by drafting in the KFFSC Checkered Flag Championship that night. Probably hang out with friends and family and have a great weekend commissioning a lot of Football Guys drafts as well. But I do want to encourage everybody, if you know a veteran, if you run into a veteran, make sure you walk up, shake their hand, or do the elbow bump, whatever you're comfortable doing, and saying thank you to him and her for all of his or her service to the country. It is what Memorial Day is all about. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. We'll talk to you again next Friday. Have a great weekend.